see red flags in your marriage, don't overlook it. In the morning, we had a service for the singles. Most singles, thank God we still have singles here. Most singles, you are in a relationship, an abusive relationship. The person has not married you yet, but anytime you come around, he will assess your way. What are you wearing? This wig, I don't like this. I'll remove it. Come on, remove it. He has not married you. I remember when my husband and I were cutting, and then because he was a ginger brother, he didn't like, even brown powder was seen to him. So one of the days, I did a Bob Marley hairstyle. So it was like, Bob Marley. You know, that kind of a thing. He was like, in me, I was like, you have not married me. But you have not. My father's attention was called to it. He said, please, you don't have the right to tell my daughter what to wear and what not to wear. You know, most people, these red flags, you see them in courtship. The man will tell you, the man will even slap you as you're talking, he slaps you. And they will tell he's a nice man, just that he's always angry. Just like, I like it like that. I like it. I've heard a woman say, if you don't beat a woman saying that if you don't beat a woman, that her health will not be correct. So that she likes it, she enjoys when the husband beats her. Hey, cracks. This is the same person that will now say, this marriage is not abusive. I'm checking out. But there were those little cracks at the beginning. She didn't pay attention to it. You are cutting a person and the person is always angry. When the person is angry, everybody knows, even fowls, even the dogs at home, everything around knows. They will tell you, tell my mother. My mother knows. There's a mark on my mother's face. It was one time that I was angry. I didn't know when I hit my mother like that. And you still want to enter. Somebody that cannot respect the mother. Somebody that cannot respect sisters. One of the days I used to tell my sons. One of my sons used to be like that sometimes. He would just, the way he's angry, he would be vibrating, hibernating like that. So one day I told him, I said, this anger, if you don't check it, a time will come, you might think, of course, nobody wants to marry and be the wife. You don't bargain for it. But if you don't check some things, you will see yourself doing some of the things you really did not bargain to do in marriage. That's why I want to start with telling us some of the cracks we see in marriage. Some of those cracks we see in marriage. One of them is, I'm trying to identify the cracks. One of them is personal weakness. Personal weakness. Things you know that this one is my weakness, but anyhow, when I marry, my husband will change me. When I marry, my wife will change me. Your husband, your wife is not the Holy Spirit. There is nobody that can change anybody. I told you, I've said this several times here. Before we got married, there was something my husband does. If he is happy, he does it. And if he's angry, he does it too. So, and before we got married, during the days of courtship, the way the guy was professing love was out of this world. The way he was professing love, like most of you here, you now feel that if I don't see this person, you're my life, you're my world. It's not true. If the person doesn't see you, you still move on. That's the truth. If I don't marry this person, it is not true. It is not true. There are several other people around. If you are single here, I didn't have much time to talk with the singles in the morning. If you are single here, see, beautiful ones are not yet born. It does not mean you should not know your time and your seasons. But if you want to say, if it's not this one, it will not come again. You should know your time, your seasons. But then, you should also read in between the lines, knowing that beautiful ones are not yet born, because if you marry this person, no, how go nowhere. In the next 5 years, you see people who are more better, more beautiful, more educated, more corporate, more understanding, more everything than that person. That's why marriage, I've always said it, marriage is all about choice and commitment. You have made your choice. Even when I see other people more beautiful everywhere, this is my choice. There's these people that sang this song years back. She's my choice. She's my choice. Whether your parents likes her, whether your parents likes him, you have chosen him. So I choose to stay with him, with her, all the days of my life. So when I got married to my husband, he was doing all those. When he's happy, he does it. When he's angry, he does it too. So one of my cousin brothers called me one day. We were just laughing and gisting at home. He said, there's something I want you to do. One of the things you do when you get married is you have to stop your husband from this thing he's doing. So we're laughing about it, that kind of a thing. I said, how am I going to stop him? He said, when he's doing it, just touch his nose, draw the nose, pay. When you do it once, do it twice, he will never try it again. So we just laughed over it then. And this guy has told me several times, countless times, he has written it on paper. All the paper for his business was used to write love letter. There was no phone in those days. All the, what do they call it? Every business item he had was a love letter, this thing to me. Now see, when we finally got married, just few months after our wedding, we were happy. I guess we were happy at home. We were relaxed and happy. So he suddenly started that. And immediately, I remember what my brother told me. One of my cousin brothers. I reached out to his nose, touched the nose and drew it. What I saw, my mouth cannot talk. I mean, that was the day I said, this guy told me he would never be angry with me. No matter what you do to me, I will never be angry with you. I love everything about, even your intestines, everything, I love it. Suddenly, I just touched the nose. I saw a lion. I saw a lion. The guy said, if your head is correct, don't try this at home. Don't try it. He said, if your head is correct. I was looking at this man that I said, I love you. I will never, you are this, you are that. I was just guessing like this. In my mind, in my mind, I was like, in my mind, that's African love. That's Africans for you. Sometimes they'll slap you. They'll tell you it's love. See. Just, let's not get out from the point now. See, I saw another point. Do you know why I brought that up? There is nobody that can change anybody. When you try to change them, you are pitching yourself against your spouse. You're pitching yourself against your spouse. That is why all these personal weaknesses, they result to, sometimes you get married and you find out that the guy is promiscuous, maybe the lady is promiscuous, maybe he's into all manner of things like that and all that. Personal weakness. Whatever you need to change about yourself, please do it. Do it. Don't try to point finger at the other person. Let the person work on himself. You work on yourself. You should go and ask my mother, that's how I do. You should go and ask my brothers, that's how I do. Please work on yourself. Don't leave your house to go and cause nuisance for someone else. This is one of the places they start having cracks in marriage. Personal weakness. You know that woman of Samaria, I talked about it in the morning. In John chapter 4. When Jesus met her, Jesus said, go and bring your husband. She said, I don't have husband. Jesus said, you have lived with 5 husbands. Even the 6th one now is not even your husband. Now, anytime I read that place, I keep asking myself, whose fault is it? You know they say grasses are greener on the other side. You look at the couples from the social media, they wear uniform, they kiss. You think no to all the na lie. Most of what they tell you on social media is a lie. Most people live a fake life on social media. And you that have a relative peaceful marriage, you want to spoil it because of what you're seeing on the social media. That man said, I don't have a husband, but she has lived with 6 persons, which means she is the problem. That problem you are always pointing out you might be the problem. You might be the problem. He doesn't love me. She doesn't respect me. She doesn't submit herself to me. Check yourself. Check yourself. See a man, he doesn't flush toilet. So a woman will always, he can run away and flush. I mean, that's why most women grow age older quickly. Because by the time they finish this one, okay, you can send a toilet, and I check or flush. So that little one you can do, won't you do it? Won't you do it? You know, most people, I'm sorry I'm using this word, but most guys are becoming very lazy. Even most of them, you enter their room, you can't even breathe because they can't arrange their room. Then they now marry a wife and want the woman to do the room. You if they are told me was Sariana or Bepak Aragia or Bacharagia or Negia no or this one Haba is a woman being. I mean, I'm telling you the truth. These are cracks. The thing the no be Morocco gets we autogo quarto. And some men that don't like dirty environment, they come back, they see their wife pressing phone. There's water on this floor. The child is crying. Everywhere is dirty. And the woman is pressing phone. That's the undoing of this society, of this generation. The undoing of this generation. They press phone and they leave out what they should do at home. That period you used to press phone, use that period to sort out some things in the house. There are children, you see them outside, and you look at their wares, look at them. You wonder, where are their mothers? Where are their mothers? Because the mother is pressing phone. The child will wear a cloth that is not washed, that is not ironed. Even when they wash it, to bring it inside the house is a problem because she's pressing phone. She's pressing phone. Personal weakness. Please work on yourself. Before you point at your spouse, check yourself. What are those things that I'm not doing well? Can you have my problem? What are those things that are my problem? I'm too angry. Check yourself. Stop that anger. Nobody wants to stay with a fool. The Bible calls someone that is easily angry a fool. He said, don't go with that kind of a person. Don't go with him. He said, he that does not have control over his spirit is like a city without a wall. It's broken down. Anything can happen. Praise the Lord. So, personal weakness. These are some of the cracks that can be identified. Check yourselves. Check your life. Check the things you do. Number 2. I'm identifying the cracks. Then we'll talk about repairing them in a few minutes. Cracks in communication. Now listen. Most of us here, before we got married to our spouses, do you know, even if you are not married or you're a grandparents to be, please listen, because this will be useful to guide your children. Before all of us got married, unless those that got married in some churches that they won't allow you to talk. You know, there are places you want to get married, you are not talking to each other. There you go. Once the angel used to go. But in our own days, there was this free communication. It's not as if that there were not spies spying on everybody, but there was this free communication. We talk in church, we talk at home, we talk on the street sometimes. He comes to my house and we talk, gist. Now, do you know, after marriage, listen, after marriage, some people do not notice that their communication level is coming down. It's a crack. Your communication with your spouse, you were too eager, too, attached to your spouse that any day you don't see your fiancé. Okay, for example, those of us that are cutting here, there's someone I wanted to call name, but let me not just mention the name because it's not official, it's not open to church yet. Those of you that are already cutting, is there any day you don't talk to your fiancé or fiancé? For the singles, let me see your hand. Is there any day? Do you know, there are some of them here in church that are chatting their fiancé in church here. They are chatting their fiancé. How are you? I'm in church. Oh. Let me see your face. He will send, in church, he take picture. Where is in church and send to the fiancé. They are in church. The person is in his own church or in her own church. They are sending picture. If we had like a phone in our own days, that's what we might be doing in our own days. I mean, the communication was so free. It was so natural that any day you do not see that person, it's like something has left you. All of a sudden, you enter marriage. It's now, good morning. God. 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 Yeah. Oh, yes. No. Yeah. I remember when I was in the university, so I was living in a family house. There was one of the children, so the people I was living in their house. So this girl was very dramatic. Anytime I come back from lectures, I want to know how their parents, how the mother has gone, or maybe coming back from work or something, so I know how to help her out in some things. So you just ask her, Usoms, mommy kwan, obatago, oru, amakwam. You say, obatago church, oga okwa. Or obatabe, oga okwa. Okay? Anything you ask her, she will tell you, oga okwa. That's how communication is in most homes. You get in ni, onwerike. You get jorwechi, oga okwa. Will you come back? Onwerike. You get, oh yes, go on. No, you just end it, piam. You don't want to sit down to listen. That is a crack. It is showing you where attention is needed. Please don't overlook it. Otherwise, it might take time and that marriage will crash. Remember I told you, a marriage of 50. And they say they are not doing again. Do you know most of the people that are still living together self, the woman is looking for an opportunity. The child gives birth. The child gives birth. Or just a bug, 1 year, Mommy, the man will be, oh my goodness, I know one. Let me just code it. This one doesn't, what he wants to hear is anywhere and she will go and stay there, give them 1 week. I mean, she will just leave the house to stay 1 week here. By the time I'm not telling you, the other side, move, land the other side. Then, you know, there are people like that. At time will graduate when you want to be a logistics officer for people. You wouldn't want to stay around your spouse because you did not give attention to communication crack that is happening already. Please don't overlook these things. When the communication is not the way it should be, please give attention to it. Your partner is on the road or goes anywhere. You don't care to know how he's doing. Have you reached? I mean, there's nothing like that. You are even happy he's far away. Please check it. When we are growing up, there's this game children used to play. They say, there is fire on the mountain. Repeat now, there is fire on the mountain. So when the communication is going down, there is fire on the mountain. But in this case, don't run. Please, go and do something about it. And look at it again. There are most people, even when they want to talk about it, they badmouth. That is why some persons who don't want to face it, because if I tell her, he won't understand. Okay, we all know Joe. No. Just straight to the point. Now listen. When we talk about communication, I'm also talking about listening in parallel. Because most people do not listen to understand. Most people listen to respond. There's a slight difference. Most don't listen to understand. They listen to respond. Have you had a communication with somebody or talk with someone and as you're talking, the person, it's not by the time Ikuchago, okay, can be done now. From Kipazwa. The person didn't understand anything. He just listening to respond, not to understand. So you must always try to listen to your spouse while you communicate. Listen very well. Understand the pain. understand the motive behind what your spouse is talking about. Otherwise, it's cracking and it's shaking. Praise the Lord. It looks like an embarrassment to them. So these act out of impulse too. And they also spoil things. So you need intimacy levels help you to understand your spouse. Before marriage, you always want to be together. Those of us that are married as Christians, in those days, you wouldn't want to. You are staying with your spouse till evening. You are in their house till even night. You do pia. You do pucha. You do pute kwage. O do putagin we do pukuya. O do putakwagin we do pukuya.